Some of you have been having some problems with the divider-chooser method in fair division. So what I've decided to do is create this little video clip to hopefully help you with what your issues are. Let's look at the problem. David and Paula are planning to divide the pizza shown on the right using the divider-chooser method. David likes pepperoni and sausage pizza equally well, and he likes sausage pizza 5 times as much as mushroom pizza. Paula likes sausage pizza twice as much as mushroom pizza, and she hates pepperoni pizza. And the rest of that you can read on your own. Let's do some translation. David likes pepperoni and sausage equally, and sausage 5 times more than mushroom. If we designate David by a capital D, then we know that pepperoni and sausage are liked equally well, and sausage is liked 5 times more than mushroom. So we will designate mushroom for David as M, sausage for David as 5M, 5 times more than mushroom, and pepperoni 5M because sausage and pepperoni are liked equally well by David. Paula likes sausage twice as much as mushroom, and she hates pepperoni. So if we designate Paula by P, we know that we call M mushroom. We know she likes sausage twice as much as the mushroom, and we know that she does not like pepperoni at all, so we say 0 or 0M. Moving on to the first part of the problem. Is the cut shown in the figure to the right a possible 50-50 cut that David might have made as the divider? If so, describe the share Paula should choose and give the value as a percent of that share to Paula. If the cut is not a 50-50 cut, give the values of the 2 shares to David. All right, well, let's look at David first. But before we do that, we see that David apparently has cut the pizza with 3 different types of pizza as follows. We designate this side as S1 and this side as S2. S1 contains 1 full third, or we will, for ease in computation, just say 1 of the pepperoni, a half of the mushroom, and for S2, another half of the mushroom, and a whole of the pepperoni. Remember, this is how they valued the pepperoni and the sausage and the mushroom in the second figure there. So let's do our computations. For David, we look at S1. S1 is 1, the value of the amount of pizza, pepperoni pizza there is, times his valuation of pepperoni, which is 5M. So 1 times 5M, plus 0.5 times M. That gives us 5.5M, and if we divide 5.5M by the total valuation of the entire pizza pie, or 5M plus 5M plus 5M, that David placed on the pizza, we have 5.5 divided by 11, or 0.5. For S2, we have 1 full slice of sausage times his valuation of 5M, plus a half of the mushroom times his valuation of M. We have then 1 times 5M plus 0.5 times M, or 5.5M. If we divide that by the entire valuation of the pizza pie by David, the M's of course drop, and we have 5.5 divided by 11, or 0.5. So this is indeed a fair division for David. We now know that we can answer either B or C, but we need to see whether it's S1 or S2 that is better for Paula. So we need to move on and do Paula's computations as well. So for Paula, we start out with S1. We have 1 times, oh my, she valued pepperoni at 0, so 1 times 0, plus 0.5 times M gives us 0.5M. Dividing by her total valuation of the pizza pie, or 0M plus 2M plus M, which is 3M, we have 0.5 divided by 3, or 0.17. Now, although we can take 1 minus 0.17 and get the result of 0.83, let's go through the actual computation of S2. S2 would be 1 times 2m plus 0.5 times m for Paula. That's 2.5m divided by the total valuation of 3 for the entire pizza pie that she placed on that pizza. 2.5 divided by 3 is 0.83, which translates to 83%. Obviously, that's much larger than 17%, so Paula would choose S2, and we would select C. Paula chooses S2, and its value is 83%. Let's move on to question B. Now notice that the cut is different. So you're now being asked if David has a fair 50-50 cut that he might have made, and then answer the questions similar to what we had in the last part. So we're going to look at David's valuation first, S1. S1 now is down here, so 0.5 times his valuation for pepperoni of 5m plus 1 times his valuation for mushroom, which is m. 0.5 times 5m plus 1 times m is 3.5m, divided by the total of his valuation on the whole entire pizza pie, which is 11m, gives us 3.5 divided by 11, or 0.32, or 32%. We now do S2. S2 is this piece up here. So we have 0.5 times his valuation on pepperoni, which is 5m, plus 1 times his valuation on sausage, which is also 5m. So we have 0.5 times 5m plus 1 times 5m, or 7.5 times m. If we divide that value by the total value placed on the entire pizza pie of 11m, we have 68%. So no, it's not a fair division for David because S2 is worth more than S1. So we would select no, B, to David. S2 is worth more than S1. Finally, we move on to part 3, or part C. Is the cut shown in the figure to the right a possible 50-50 cut? And the same questions as before. But notice that the cut is more of an odd type cut. And this time you're given that part of that pepperoni slice is actually given to you as 48 degrees. So we really need to start translating this stuff in terms of degrees. So if the full pie is 360 degrees, that's a circle, then each brand of pizza pie, mushroom, sausage, and pepperoni represents 1/3 of the whole pie, or 1/3 of 360, which is 120 degrees. So the mushroom is 120 degrees. We'll call that 1 because obviously it's the whole piece that's in that cut. And it looks like the sausage is divided in half, so we have 1/2 of 120, or 60 divided by 120, which is 0.5. So that's 0.5 times and 0.5 for each slice. Now for the pepperoni. We have as the division, this whole piece of pepperoni is 120 degrees, and we're going to take away 48 degrees from that, leaving us with 72 degrees for this bigger slice. So 72 out of 120, or 72 divided by 120, is 0.6, and 48 divided by 120 is 0.4. So we now have the percent or decimal valuations of each of these pieces within the division, and we're ready to move on. So for David, let's look at S1. We have 0.6 times his valuation for pepperoni of 5m, plus 0.5 times his valuation of sausage, which is 5m. We multiply and add, and we get 5.5m. If we divide 5.5m by the total valuation of 11m, we get 0.5. Now we look at S2. 0.4 times his valuation on pepperoni of 5m, plus 1 times his valuation of mushroom, m, plus 0.5 times his valuation of sausage, 5M. We do the computation, and we get 0.5. So this is indeed a fair division for David. So we move on to Paula. For Paula, S1, we have 0.6 times 0 plus 0.5 times 2M. That gives us 1M divided by her total valuation of 3 equals 33%. For S2, we have 0.4 times 0 plus 1 times M plus 0.5 times 2M. That gives us a total of 2M divided by her total valuation of 3, which gives us 67%. So, yes, it's a fair division for David, but again, Paula will choose S2 with a valuation of 67% because it represents the better value for her.